What's up, guys? It's Matt here, MJ's Garage, and we're in the Ram today. About doing some upgrades to the Ram. I apologize about this bumpy road. I went out to see my mom at the ranch, and this long 1.5-mile dirt road is definitely kind of sucky. But anyway, so I noticed this in the very beginning when I set my tuner up for race meet, and it's got the trans tune on it, and some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. With this Ram being the 2500, it comes with the 68 RFE transmission. Now, my last dually that I had the Ison transmission in there, and a lot of people were saying, how the Ison transmission was, really good, and that's the one that you want to have. Well, the one downfall was all the programs that were out, they could not get this transmission unlocked. So the only tunes that you could get, the trans tune, were for the 68 RFEs. Now, if I'm running in tow, which is going to be on level 2, and that's going to give you about 60 horsepower more, the truck runs beautiful. Now, once I get up to 3, sorry about that. Once I get up to 3, 4, it starts to, you notice the transmission starting to slip. Not having any issues with the truck, no lights on, transmission's not running hot or anything like that. But I've been thinking about either upgrading the torque converter, put a new torque converter in. I've also been looking at some other things to upgrade, or if I should just go ahead and buy a whole new transmission. The one thing, when I had a 5.9, I had a 5.9 Cummins with the built transmission, dual fuelers, and that thing was wicked fast. So I know that the transmissions on these trucks have always been, problematic. And I'm just wondering what your guys' opinions on if you, changed out the torque converters, whatever you've done. If you don't mind, just comment below and let me know. And I really need some help on figuring that out. We're at 65,000 miles in the Ram, and truck's been running good with me. The other thing that I noticed is, I don't know if it was from the cold weather or from the rain that we had, but a couple times I got in the truck and you could hear a pulley, squeaking, or the belt was squeaking. Weirdest thing. And, I was like, man, that's crazy, thinking that you only have 60,000 miles on it. And I'm not putting this truck under a whole lot of load. But I mean, these trucks are built to be under a lot of load. You would think that you wouldn't have that issue, but anyway, that's the only thing that I would say that the two things that I need to get fixed on this. I want to add dual fuelers, but I don't want to go ahead and do it until I get that transmission right. And I like to run it in the street mode. I like to run it on max because you get a better fuel economy. But whenever you get on it, it will go, and then all of a sudden it just stops, just out of nowhere, like it's got a governor on it, and it governs it out. I've had traction control off, I've had everything off, and I'm not sure what it's doing. My last truck I had, the last 2500 that I had, I should say, was a 2017, and I had a different tuner on it. I had Easy Link, and I can't remember the name. Can't remember the name of the company that was doing the tunes, but it did have a trans tune on it. The only thing that I noticed about that trans tune was whenever you would slow down, it would shift sometimes hard into gear. So it had the lockout in there, and that wasn't able to be changed. But maybe I could do an update and they could fix some of the issues, but I definitely know that the transmissions are a big issue in these. And if you have any ideas, Like, I mean, I don't want to spend $10,000 on a transmission. If I'm going to go that route, I might as well just get an Allison transmission and just do the conversion and be done with it. Because the Cummins paired with Allison, hands down, probably the best setup that you could go with. Now, can you build it right and get that 68 RFE running good? Yeah, you can. But you're going to spend a lot of money, and you got to have the right people to do it, because if not, they just don't hold up. So just to touch base back on what I was saying about doing some upgrades, either putting a new torque converter in there, or obviously doing a valve body. I know those are pretty easy to do. You can just take the transmission out, take the new torque converter, take the torque converter out, put a new torque converter in, set it, make sure you got the fluid in, you know, drop your pan, change your valve body out, and, you know, top her off with fluids, you could be good to go. The only thing that, like I said, is just, what should I do? Should I go that route, or should I go ahead and put a new transmission in? Spend obviously all the money on it and just do it right. Now, my thing is if I'm gonna put that transmission in, retune everything, you know, and reset everything up, which, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad job to do. It's just a hassle that you have to do. The one thing that I like about some of these companies that build these transmissions is they'll install them for a decent price, and they'll also warranty that transmission. So that's one of the things. If I'm going to pay $10,000, $12,000 for a transmission, I'd rather have a company that go ahead. I'd prefer to have the company that builds these transmissions to go ahead and install it. That way, they can say that, hey, this transmission is a good transmission. Because I don't know about you, I've bought a few transmissions in the past that were built, throw them in a truck, and it only lasts like 2 months. Now, that was back when I had a boggart mud truck, and which is a total different deal, but just not sure, you know, which route that I want to go. But like I said, obviously going with a cheaper route, you're going to save some money, but I don't want to do things the cheap way. I want to do things the right way, and I want to still be able to perform. So I have seen some upgraded kits for the 68 RFE that you can go in and do some of those things. Let me know what route that you would go, or if you've already went that route, let me know what you have done to your transmission. I'm very curious to know. But hey, I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, click the like button. That helps me out, gets more views. And comment below and let me know what you want to see next. But hey, I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.